I hope will be a productive and a forward-looking hearing on what can be done and what is being currently done and what we have yet to do in terms of trying to prevent a tragedy from Benghazi from happening again, or at the very least minimizing the potential for something like that to happen again. I am going to begin my questions sort of in the same realm of where the questioning left off, talking about the security accountability framework within the Department of State. The Best Practices Panel, which was led by Mr. Sullivan, determined, quote, clearly defined accountability and responsibility for security at every level is fundamental for effective security management within an organization. And the panel recommended the development of an accountability framework. Is that correct, Mr. Sullivan?
Yes, ma'am.
In response to that recommendation, the department created a security accountability framework that the department explained clearly defines key actors, their roles and responsibilities, and governance mechanisms. Mr. Starr, I'd like to begin with you. Can you please describe the responsibilities at each of the various leadership levels?
I think the first leadership level starts with the Secretary of State. The Secretary acknowledges that he is ultimately responsible for the security of our personnel overseas. Beneath that, in the accountability framework, the next person that has the direct responsibility for security is me, Assistant Secretary for Diplomatic Security. And I would have to say that we looked long and hard at the recommendation of whether it needed to be an undersecretary position or an assistant secretary position. It was a recommendation by the panel. The department looked at this very seriously, ultimately weighed all of the points behind it, and made a decision that what was probably more important is whether or not I, in my position, had the direct access to the secretary that was necessary. And under both the accountability framework and in the FAM, we have modified it so that I am directly reportable to the secretary for security threat information and security threats against our people. I do still report to the Undersecretary for Management. And we think that that's key because isolated and alone diplomatic security would not have some of the capabilities that we have when we work closely with the Management Bureau, with Overseas Buildings Operations, with IRM and others. But I would just wanted to put that back in the